Some truck drivers do not see home for weeks, sometimes even longer. No bed that is not bolted into the cab, no shower that is not shared with strangers, no kitchen bigger than a shoebox, and somehow they survive or even thrive. But how does a trucker live inside 60 square feet for weeks on end without losing their mind? Around day 10, something important happens. The truck stops feeling like a vehicle and starts feeling like the only stable thing in a trucker's life. It all starts with something you wouldn't expect. Sleep. Real, actual sleep. Not the 4 hours of half-consciousness people imagine when they picture a trucker. The math here matters. Federal hours of service rules require 10 hours off duty before a driver can get back behind the wheel. That's not a suggestion. That's the law. Which means, whether a driver likes it or not, sleep becomes the most protected part of the entire day. Here's the part most people get wrong. They assume a driver parked at a truck stop for 3 weeks straight is just gritting his teeth through it. But drivers who've done this for years will tell you something strange. The sleep gets better over time, not worse. The body adjusts. The engine hum outside becomes background noise instead of an intrusion. The blackout curtains go up, the world outside disappears, and the bunk becomes exactly the same every single night, no matter what state it's parked in. Same mattress, same pillow, same 2 inches of headroom. And for a driver living out of a bag for a month, that sameness is worth more than people realize. It's the one part of the day that never changes. But there's a reason that sameness works so well, which has nothing to do with the mattress. Most drivers spend somewhere between 250 and 300 nights a year away from home. Some run what is called a 21 on, 3 off schedule. Others go even longer, especially owner-operators chasing the best-paying freight across the country. A few will tell you almost proudly that they have not slept in their own bed in 6 weeks. And when a bunk is the one thing that follows you everywhere, it stops feeling like sleeping away from home. It starts feeling like the only bedroom you've got. Now, you'd think a schedule like that would break a person. And for some, it does. Turnover in this industry is brutal. And the #1 reason drivers quit within their first year isn't the pay, it's the isolation. But the ones who stay, the ones who make it a career, figure something out early. They stop trying to survive the truck like it's a prison sentence, and they start building an actual system inside it. A truck without a system is where drivers burn out. A truck with a system is where drivers thrive. And that system shows up in places you wouldn't expect. Now, food. This is where many people assume the wheels come off. 3 weeks on the road, surely that means gas station hot dogs and vending machine dinners every single night. And sure, that happens. Nobody's pretending it doesn't. But the drivers who actually last on a schedule like this figure out the food problem fast, because eating garbage for a month straight isn't sustainable, physically or financially. Most modern trucks come with a 12-volt fridge that runs off the truck's electrical system, keeping food cold for days without ever touching a store shelf. Add a portable induction burner, sometimes an air fryer wedged into whatever cubic foot of space is left, and suddenly a driver can cook actual meals. Rice, chicken, pasta, whatever keeps. Some drivers meal prep before a long run, the same way someone might prep for a week at the office, except their week is closer to a month, and their kitchen is the size of a closet. A driver who plans this out can spend $25 on groceries and eat better than the guy paying $15 a meal at the truck stop diner 3 times a day. Over a month, that difference is well over $1,000. That's not a small detail. That's the difference between a good year and a bad one. And it isn't just the wallet. A driver eating real food on a real schedule handles the isolation better than one running on gas station coffee and whatever's closest to the register. But food isn't the only thing drivers have figured out how to game. Truck stop chains like Pilot, Flying J and Love's run reward programs where drivers earn free showers just by buying fuel. And since a truck can burn through hundreds of gallons a week, most drivers never pay for a shower at all. Clean, private, a lock on the door, towels included. It's not glamorous, but it works. And for the drivers running the higher-end sleeper cabs, the ones with built-in showers and their own bathroom, the truck stop becomes optional entirely. They just never leave the truck. But here's the part nobody really prepares a new driver for. It's not the sleep, it's not the food, it's not even the hygiene. It's the silence in between everything else. 3 weeks alone with your own thoughts, no co-workers at the next desk, no family walking through the door at 6, just miles and a phone and whatever's playing on the radio. This is where drivers either adapt or they don't. The ones who last build a routine that has nothing to do with driving at all. A phone call home every night at the same time, even if it's just 10 minutes. A podcast they save for one specific stretch of highway. A rule that they call their kids before bed no matter what time zone they're sitting in. It sounds small. It isn't. When you're gone for a month at a time, those 10-minute phone calls are sometimes the only thing keeping a person tethered to their life back home. And then there's the CB radio, or these days, the trucking forums and group chats running on a phone mounted to the dash. Other drivers doing the exact same thing, understanding the exact same loneliness nobody else really gets. Ask any long-haul driver, and they will tell you that the loneliest part of the job is not being alone. It is being alone around people who have no idea what that actually feels like. On a bad night, that group chat lighting up at 2 a.m. with someone else stuck at the same overflowing truck stop is sometimes worth more than the 10 hours of sleep the law says he is supposed to be getting. So how does someone survive 3, 4, sometimes 6 weeks living out of a sleeper cab? Not through willpower, not by gritting their teeth and counting down the days. The ones who make it build a version of home that travels with them. Same bunk, same food routine, same phone call every night at the same time. Small, repeatable things that turn a truck into something more than a vehicle. Because by week 3, it stops being a place a driver is stuck in. It becomes the only thing that hasn't changed in a month. And for a lot of drivers, that is exactly what gets them through to the next stop, and the one after that, and the long drive back home.